Confederacy, Jefferson Davis. It's down the coast. A portrait hangs in Beauvoir, and not only that, they have her on the video, and commending her on the amount of work she did to preserve Beauvoir, which is still beautiful condition. The last time I went, about 4 or 5 years ago, and it's something that every member of the family should certainly go through and see the efforts that she put out. Most of the furnishings in Beauvoir were given back by the Kimbers, and that used to be noted when I went as a younger man with my granddaddy. They have taken those things off and not, of course, giving the Kimber family as much credit, because they really were Mr. Davis's furnishings, but they were given to us, obtained them one way or another through Mrs. Davis, who became quite good friends with this lady, Mrs. A. Maxie Kimber. And Mr. Kimber represented her legally on numerous things, and Miss Davis even came to Greenwood and sat on the veranda upstairs, and the whole Greenwood High School was let out to walk by and pay tribute to her. And the family has always been very proud of the association with the Davis family. And so that, and there are a lot of newspapers and documents about all the things that Mrs. Kimber did. She spent her whole life, and she is the #1 responsible person for the huge statue that is in the Greenwood, LaFleur County Courthouse. She got all the contributions. They were all private funds, sent as far away as California and everywhere else, because of her constant writing and her constant, just staying on. Of course, she had a job. She was president of the United Daughters Confederacy, and every county in Mississippi wanted the biggest and prettiest statue, and the one in Greenwood is quite pretty. And my grandfather, William Morgan Kimber, if anyone was up in the Greenwood area, he is the injured, wounded Confederate soldier being accompanied by another kinsman of mine. I think she was a Yarger, and the statue is something I've always been able to ride by and be very proud of, because my grandmother had it put there, and my grandfather posed one of the pictures to be sent to France to have the beautiful statue returned to Greenwood. Now, I'd like to note my grandfather McGeoy, Frank Rice McGeoy, built most of your major buildings in Greenwood prior to 1940. He died in 1940. The last work he was working on was the armory there in Greenwood. He had been architect for the bigger part of the LaFleur County Courthouse. And you can see his name as they have a block on different old buildings, churches and things like that, throughout Greenwood. And of course, a lot of them have been torn down for new construction over the years, but it's the kind of impressive to go by and see your granddaddy's name on a big building that he had built. And let's go cut our interview short there for a minute. A little break. And Tucker wanted me to tell about a little trip I had with Bill Lee. And of course you picked up on the name Morgan and the name Pickens. And there was a famous battle fought at Cowpen, South Carolina, right outside of, I think, Ladney, something like that. Excuse me, I've got an hiccup there. But anyway, we had gone to get his half-brother Bill. This is Bill Lee, close friend of mine, up in Charlestown, West Virginia. And of course, then we had to visit the Robert E. Lee home and George Washington's home, which were out there. I think around